Hermitcraft Season 5 has reached its end. Hermitcraft 6 may be kicking off as we speak, but some things are eternal. Out of all the in-jokes that rose and fell in the last year of Hermitcraft, one meme just refused to fade away.
Bumbo!
What on earth was that?
Whether it makes you giggle or cringe, the ever-growing family of Bumbos has been a major phenomenon throughout Season 5, so we thought we'd take a look back at all of them and maybe try to make sense of it all. As for where it all started, we'll let Iskall explain.
Yesterday, I did a stream on Hermitcraft. There was this guy in the stream, right? This one person. He sat there and he consistently, every 15th or so seconds, he went, Mumbo! And then the next 15 seconds he went, Bumbo! And he did it for a full hour.
No way, that is dedicated. Someone sent me a tweet just talking about it, and I was like, oh, I don't really understand what that is.
A hilarious typo made by one of Iskall's stream audience became an overnight sensation, and suddenly all the other hermits' YouTube comments and stream chats ended up being flooded with Bumbo! And that's where it might have ended, except Iskall was building a cactus farm at the time. A cactus farm in need of some decoration, and a piece of hermit history was about to be made.
Is that it?
It's over here.
Is that the dude?
It's Senor Bumbo Cactoni.
Senor. That hat is a work of art.
Senor Bumbo Cactoni was a massive hit with the Hermitcraft audience, appearing as a landmark feature of Iskall's concrete-covered island. Even Mumbo himself stopped by to admire his mustachioed face and trademark sombrero. That trademark might have belonged to someone else though, because Hermitcraft fans the world over started spotting Bumbo Cactoni in unlikely places, popping up as Cactus Jack toys or online illustrations, none of which Iskall claims to have seen. It turns out the idea of putting a stereotypical Mexican hat and mustache on a cactus isn't exactly a unique idea, but despite this, the age of Bumbo had begun.
What was his Senor Bumbo Cactoni?
Yes, Senor Bumbo Cactoni.
Mumbo hadn't quite shaken off the nickname though, and a few weeks later we saw Iskall building a Bumbo button to summon him at a moment's notice, kind of like the red phone the mayor uses to get in touch with Batman, except instead of a crime-fighting vigilante, you get a bloke who's quite handy with redstone. Iskall would end up regretting that though, as Mumbo's next proper visit was to drop off a deadly prank on Bumbo Cactoni, stuffing his mustache with TNT and setting a spaghettified trail of redstone for Iskall to unravel before the timer counted down to 0.
It is up in the stash. That is a threat. Look at that. So, Iskall has got 10 minutes to find the button, otherwise the mustache gets blown off of Bumbo's face.
Okay! Oh, that sucks! Did you guys hear that?
Alas, Iskall was too late in defusing the trap, and Bumbo Cactoni got himself a bit of a facelift.
Oh no! Oh, look at his face! His sombrero and everything is broken! Oh no!
Having made half an island out of plastic already, Iskall wasn't afraid to do some plastic surgery, and he set about repairing Bumbo Cactoni's face, but not before he'd visited Mumbo's base to prank him in return, setting up a giant stone memorial to Bumbo Cactoni that cried at the press of a button.
Dear Mumbo, on a sunny day last summer you killed Bumbo by enforcing a horrible waxing session to his mustache.
Oh no! Is that a gravestone? Bumbo Cactoni Memorial. So I think what might have happened is there's a chance he didn't find the button. So I think we might have blown Bumbo's face off.
But the pranks didn't end there. Azuma, having seen Iskall destroy some of the diorite from his storage system, had the rest of the diorite delivered straight to Iskall's island by giant Enderman, and while he was there, replaced all of Bumbo Cactoni's green blocks with diorite, leaving it looking like he was trying out some kind of experimental beauty treatment.
And there it is, peeps. It's now Senior Bambori, Bumboori, Diorite.
What the crap is going on? Bumbo Cactoni, you've been attacked. Oh my goodness, what the crap is this?
Iskall didn't react well to this, and neither did Bumbo Cactoni's skin, which Iskall ended up replacing with a bunch of red mushroom blocks, giving him a kind of reverse chickenpox look.
Yeah, we got some kind of illness, as you can see. So, I understand it though, Bumbo. You're covered in freaking diorite. It was so disgusting for you.
Luckily, Mumbo had recently released a pretty in-depth study of his cactus namesake's anatomy. Whether or not that helped Iskall, we aren't sure, but Bumbo Cactoni was soon restored to his old green self. Perhaps prompted by the Cactus Jack toys, Mumbo also decided that now was the time to create some Bumbo merchandise, including a Bumbo Cactoni piston door and a quick attempt at making Bumbo Coralloni out of glazed terracotta in his aquarium.
I'd say we've almost nailed it.
Iskall, meanwhile, continued to push Mumbo's buttons by building Bumbo Weirdoni during one of their build competitions.
What is his face? What have you done to my face? I saw it in the cinemas last night, and I'm more scared of this.
The Bumbo family had begun, and a whole bunch of distant relatives and weird cousins crawled out of the woodwork. This included Bumbo Cactoni's girlfriend, who, as far as we know, never got an actual name, but was built by Stress Monster over at her swamp base. Despite being made of pink concrete and terracotta and sporting a shiny bow instead of the questionably trademarked sombrero, by the end of the season she really fit into the landscape, although perhaps the addition of vines, off-colour terracotta, and some top-tier terraforming might have had something to do with it.
The hill is looking absolutely beautiful, and so is Bumbo Cactoni's girlfriend.
Terraforming seemed to bring out a new breed of Bumbo, since Iskall's imitation snow biome back on the plastic island produced a snowman he quickly named
Bumbo Olaf Frostoni.
He wasn't exactly on model with his cactus cousin, but the family mustache was unmistakable. The next addition came in the form of Bumbo Vextoni, buried up to his neck in green slime as Iskall's response to the convex pranking his base. That wouldn't hold him back though, and as the season came to an end and the convex grew in power, Rendog returned home to find another Bumbo Vextoni fireballing his netherboard base from above.
Look at all these Vex meteors flying everywhere. That is so sweet, actually.
Things got even more abstract as Iskall started a Candyland-themed project inside one of the hills at his base and created Gumbo Beartoni to watch over the area. Even Iskall himself wasn't too sure about this one, but the name was just too good to pass up.
It does look like Gumbo Bertoni, I'm not gonna lie.
And that was not the last Bumbo, although the next one looks old enough that he might have been the first Bumbo. Bumbo Oldoni, better known as Old Bumbo, was created by Mumbo Jumbo as a giant statue for his cactus cavern. He even became an oracle of sorts, answering yes or no questions by either crying or spitting out some diorite. We're not sure which one was better, but Mumbo seemed to like it anyway.
There we go. So we have got the sad note plays, and then he begins to cry. Let's try this again. Let's see if we can end this episode on a bit of a happy note. There we go. So we got a diorite being shot out through his mouth.
Naturally, Iskall wasn't too happy about a Bumbo being made out of diorite, and he tried to have Mumbo excommunicated from the Bumbo clan.
Injured feelings from having to see a Bumbo creation in diorite will never ever heal.
But even shaving off Mumbo's mustache didn't seem to do the trick, so Iskall decided to address the elephant in the room by building an elephant on top of Mumbo's base. Although, this prank sort of backfired, because Mumbo liked this Jumbo Dumbo so much he decided to keep it for several episodes, and even considered moving it elsewhere because it looked so good. But Iskall would have the last laugh, although not really at Mumbo's expense. Instead, having saved up all that wool from Izuma's Enderman prank, Iskall returned another Enderman to the center of X's mountain base, only instead of the usual terrifying Enderman face, the gap-toothed grin and trademark mustache were unmistakable.
Mr. Bumbo and Tonai, happy to have met you. Oh, actually, dudes, I couldn't stop myself. I had to add a little tiny body to his face.
Goodness me, and it's got a mustache. It's some sort of Enderoni Cactoni. Except it's not a cactus. Who would build such a thing?
What's this guy's name? Has he given it a name yet?
I think it's Bumbo Enderoni. You know, I've got this feeling now that this is getting a little bit out of hand.
Have we heard the last of Bumbo? Will this strange phenomenon be left in Season 5, or will there be more bizarre cacti and cartoonishly large mustaches in Hermitcraft Season 6? We'll have to wait and see. But whatever happens, we'll be sharing the news right here on the Hermitcraft Recap. This video has been a production of the unofficial Hermitcraft Recap, written and edited by me, Pixel Riffs, with script supervision by ZloyXP. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed it, comment below letting us know which Bumbo was your favourite, and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss future recaps. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.